Hello, guys. It is Thursday, April 1st. Is it Thursday? Yeah. I don't know if we're supposed to do this today. Or was it tomorrow? Well, I'm here. So we can talk. So, how you guys doing? Anybody have any fishing questions? Everybody doing okay? Oh, so it was today. Okay, good. I was getting worried. Wasn't sure it was supposed to be. Yeah, it was supposed to be today. All right, so I don't know if they've closed it yet, but I heard they were going to close all the landings and the docks in Long Beach, the boat ramps. So I was looking around, and some of the postings on message boards was that Long Beach had made a decision to close off um, Davies and the ramp over by the Queen Mary. So I don't know if it's happened yet, but supposedly it's happening today or tomorrow. So we'll see. And one of the comments was that the city wasn't going to do it until they got inundated with phone calls from the public asking if the ramps were still open. So that's what happened. I guess you guys can hear me okay. No one's saying that they can't hear me, so I'm guessing. Well, right now we're not doing any private charters. We have them scheduled to run the end of the month. Actually, the last weekend of the month is all booked, and hopefully we can still run them. So I don't know what's going to happen. I have to find out if the city's going to let me run them or not. But the last weekend is booked, Saturday and Sunday, and I think we even have a trip on Monday. So I don't know if we're going to be doing them. We are booking dates. If you'd like to book a date for the summer or fall, you're welcome to come with us and go. So, Roy, you're scheduled on the 20th. Yeah, we'll know more probably in a week, but I do not know. Do not know. I know everything before Easter was definitely a no from what it sounded, but I think everybody's waiting to see how how it goes. The governor and everybody had said 2 weeks. They didn't want anybody to do anything, and that was a few days ago. So 2 weeks will put us around the 12th, 11th or 12th of April, and I think by then we'll know what's going on. Manuel's asking, how do you clean your reels? Come back from a trip. Do I service my own reels? No, I do not service my own reels. My best friend Larry used to service all my reels, but those of you that have been around the show know that Larry passed away a few years ago. So I have to take my reels in to get them serviced. And I use different tackle shops just to spread the business around. But if you guys are up in the Pasadena area, Johnny's Sports Shop, they do. Bobby does a great job on reels up there. But all different, most of the stores all have a reel guy that works on their reels. So what I do when I get back from a trip, I wash down my rods and reels in the backyard. Then I let them air dry, and I put them inside. If the reels look like they got crud on them, then I'll take them off the rods and clean them. And if they get a little sticky, I use the reel oil from Lucas Oil and put it inside the reels, and that seems to work pretty good. But sometimes if I catch too much, if I use them too much, and the drags get tight, then I'll take them in and have them serviced. It's really important that you back your drags off after every trip. You don't want to leave your drags tight because that will tear up your drags and lock them up. Matthew's asking, I would like to do your. Okay. Yeah, we only had those really planned for April, but since April, it looks like it's going to wiped out, we'll probably do those $90 half day trips in May. I'm not sure it's going to be Mondays or Wednesdays. We're going to have to pick a day or Thursdays, but we probably will do one day a month to do that just to try to get more hours on the boat since we've lost most of pretty much most of March and looks like we're going to lose most of April. So Matthew say marinas and water is not closed. Yeah, I don't know if they're. I mean, from what the postings I saw today, they're definitely closing the boat ramps out of Long Beach, Davies, and the other one. April. Where is it? April. April. No, she made an appearance for 2 seconds. And she went back. Come on, April. Come say hi. She doesn't want to come out here. She's camera shy. Meshti, are you're in Saudi Arabia? Cool. I would love to go to Saudi Arabia. I've never. Closest I've been is Dubai, and I think you've probably seen my TV show I did in Qatar. So I would love to get out there and go fish Saudi Arabia. Maybe some of your friends that like to go fishing can invite me after this is over. I was emailing, texting a friend of mine that's in Qatar who fished on some of the episodes we did. Opened a tackle store out there, so I've been helping him talk about fishing tackle to bring out to his store in Qatar. And he says that they're all on lockdown too. So I didn't know that was happening over there, but it is because it's all over the world now. Okay, Henry's asking, I have a 1994 17. Yeah, any along right on the breakwater would be good. And if it's a flat, calm day, even though it's only 17 feet, Henry, I wouldn't be afraid to go out to the horseshoe. Or there's a lot of wrecks that are just 2 or 3 miles past the breakwater, and those would be good to fish too. Um, the Gambler, bunch of wrecks like that would be good. No, I never got a chance to fish the Salton Sea, fish some of the canals around there to go catfishing, but I never got a chance to go to the Salton Sea before it got too salty and all the fish were gone. Hello, Mr. Holmes. No, Matthew says he tried fishing in Japan. I got invited one time when I was in China to go fishing out of Hong Kong, and it's a different operation there. What the guys do, they have tackle stores. There's one chain of tackle stores in Hong Kong, and I met some of the guys there, and they were telling me that what they do is they charter out commercial boats, and they have a commercial boat take them out toward the oil rigs, and that's where they fish, and they do pretty good. Marcos was asking about fishing with the B-52 bucktail. Yeah, you can definitely use them off the breakwater. I think Ivan will tell you he uses them off the surf and catches halibut with them. I would say probably off the breakwater, off a pier. Probably going to want like a 1 ounce model and cast it as far as you can and just bounce it back. You want it to hop, hit the bottom, come up, hit the bottom, come up. You don't want to come too far off the bottom because the halibut will be in that, that foot on the bottom. But halibut will come up and chase it. So hit the bottom and come up. I've seen halibut in some of the marinas, especially Huntington Harbor, where the tide's really strong coming by the bridge. I've seen halibut right up on the surface swimming, so they will come up off the bottom. Yeah, the only boats I know, I mean, the only people I know that are out fishing on boats right now are people on their own boats. None of the landings are running, none of them at all. So Oscar's asking, he bought a brand new reel. He bought a Lexus 400. He wants to know about braid. I would put on 65-pound Spectre on that, and I would make sure that the Spectre you get, see this opens up, is white. I use the white all the time. I have fished with blue and green and all that, and it's too hard to see, especially early in the morning. So white. I know a lot of guys like to use what do you call it? Yellow, which is fine. The one I would tell you probably not to get is the multicolor one. It's all, changes colors like every foot or so. I don't know what it is about that line, or maybe it's just the people using that line. I see so many tangles with those guys, so I would go white. Yeah, I mean, I catch almost everything on bucktails. I catch halibut, white sea bass, yellowtail. I've caught tuna last couple of years on the new HD models. They have the big hook on them. They're great for calico bass, sand bass. Sculpin love them, and the double dropper loop rig they work great. So they work out good. Anthony wants to know, what do I think is the best type of hook to use for live bait? Um, if you are comfortable setting the hook on a fish when it's running and you're comfortable waiting long enough to set the hook, then I would say J hook's fine. If you're new to fishing, if you have people fishing with you that don't fish a lot, then I would really recommend something like this, a circle hook. A circle hook, you see the circle in it. And what's nice about the circle hook is you don't set the hook. All you do is let the fish run. Fish runs with it, and you count about 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Put the reel in gear, point the rod toward the fish, and then the line tightens up. And when you feel it, like the line coming off the reel, pulling from the reel, then you just turn the handle. And the hook turns. And the way this is designed is the fish will actually eat the bait, go down in its stomach, and then when you put it in gear, it will come back and it'll hook in the corner of the jaw. And if you're fishing, there's barracuda around, bluefin tuna. Fish have lots of teeth. You want to use a circle hook, and that way the fish doesn't swallow it and bust you off. Alex wants to know, what's Alex's question? What color do you like for magic metals? It depends what you're fishing for. If you're fishing down deep, I like the glow in the darks, either the blue or the red or the chrome even. But for the lingcod and big rockfish, 8 and 10 ounces, glow in the dark or chrome. If you're fishing on the surface, like for yellowtail and stuff, up on the surface or yo-yo, the blue sardines good, mackerel's great, chrome's always good. It just depends what type of fishing you're doing. We have a brand new one that's all red in the 4.5 ounce, and that was really deadly the last couple of years. So I'd probably get a couple of those. Yeah, Eric, when the cuda are around, we have a jig called the Magic Metal Light, and it's a great surface jig. Some other surface jigs that work really good would be Taddy or Salas, and just slow swim them on the surface. When you see a jig like this, and I call this a thin profile, You see how thin it is? This is the lure this way, but this is how thin it is this way. When you see your lure like this, it's designed for either bouncing off the bottom and swimming it up a little bit and dropping it down, that type of jigging, or it's designed, cast it out, let it sink a little bit, and then grind it back really fast to you. So you want it to sink down a little bit, 5-10 seconds, then wind it back really fast. And that's what these thin profile lures are designed for. When you see a lure that has a belly on it, that lure is designed to kick on the surface really slow, and you want to kick side to side, and that's great for calicos and mainly barracuda. That's what we mainly use them for, is barracuda fishing. So I hope that helps. Let me see what other. Tyler, what's your question? Could you do an episode about trout fishing in creeks? I'd like to do some episodes like that, fishing in creeks. The problem is normally the creeks are so small, we can't get a camera guy in there with me. But if we can find some creeks like that, maybe we'll try that. We'll see. Hey Lee, how you doing? Is it worth taking a jig stick on a 3-day trip out of San Diego? Yeah, it's always. I mean, okay. So here's a problem: throwing a jig on a 3-day trip or multi-day trip offshore in San Diego. If you hook a 20-pound tuna, it's not that big of a deal. If you hook a 100-pound tuna on a 10-foot rod, like a 540, you're going to hate yourself. It is all pain. So that's why you see the rods that are designed for 400-pound tunas are short. They're under 6 feet. They're like 5.5, 5 feet. And that's to give you the pull on the fish. You hook 100, 200-pound fish on a 10-foot rod, and you give all the power to the fish, and you're going to be hating life. And I don't know if the deckhands are going to bring it in for you if you're on a sport boat. If you're, fishing islands for calico bass, barracuda, then a jig stick's a lot of fun. But if you're in that school-sized tuna or yellowtail, it can be fun too. But if you get 100, 200-pound tuna, I don't know. I guess if you're a lot younger, it's okay. But even when I was younger, it wasn't fun hooking a big fish on a jig stick. John, how are you holding up? Well, that's why I'm here, because I'd rather just talk to you guys than just watch TV for another 4 more hours. So this has been kind of nice every other day, meeting up with you guys and talking a little bit about fishing and stuff like that for an hour. So hopefully it's been informative. So, you guys let me know what you think. Manuel, you're welcome for the info. What creeks? The ones I've been to mainly have been up north around Mammoth, Bishop, stuff like that. There are some little creeks like Azusa Canyon, but the fish are super small. But you can catch trout there. I used to do it all the time as a kid. And I got older, we would ride our bikes back in there and go fish them. And I would think there's still trout there. Which hook would I recommend for baiting up shrimp for sheephead? I need to grab some of those hooks next time. I'll try to remember. But I think they're called kale hooks. I have to double check if I'm right. But it's basically a circle hook like this, but the circle's a lot bigger. So that way when you slide the shrimp on, it looks more natural. One thing I will tell you though, you don't need to use a whole shrimp to catch sheephead. A lot of the people I know just use like half the shrimp or a quarter piece of the shrimp, and the sheephead will eat it. But you know, if you take 10 pieces of shrimp, you might want to try putting a whole shrimp on one of them. So Richard wants to know, have I ever seen the landings close like this before? Never. After 9/11, they weren't closed like this before. The airports were shut down, but I'm pretty sure the boats went out the next day and the day after that. But I don't remember ever um, sport landings being closed down, being mandatorily closed down. We're just, if there's one silver lining in all this, is that it happened in March and April. If this was August, September, July, August, it would definitely destroy the fishing industry because there's no way all the boats would have survived. Those boats are used to running 3-4 months every day tuna fishing, and that's where they make their living down San Diego. The boats up here, once school's out, they're busy all the time. They're running. So, that's the only silver lining, is that this didn't happen in the summer. And hopefully it's all, God willing, if everything works out and this ends in April, we can all get back to our life in May. That'd be great. I mean, there's still a tiny little chance that everybody stays home and this thing ends in 2 weeks. But that's what they're saying. They want to wait 2 weeks and see what goes on, but who knows? I'm not a doctor. That's why we're talking fishing, because I'm here about fishing. Okay, Marcus wants to know, can you talk about live squid setups? If you're fishing white sea bass with the live squid, you want to use a 2 or 4 ounce B52 bucktail, pin on the live squid, and don't let it stay on the bottom. You want to hit the bottom and come up about a foot or two, and then slowly just lift your bait up, let it come up, and let it swim over. What you have to remember about live squid fishing, when the guys are fishing right over the squid beds, is that the bottom 2 feet of that area is all squid eggs. So if you leave your bait on the bottom below the squid eggs, all you're going to catch is bat rays and sand sharks. So you need to get your bait above that, and a bucktail does that really good because you know exactly where it is. If you just have a fly line sinker, sinker and then a hook, your squid could go anywhere, up above, down below. Might get stuck in the squid eggs, and the fish will never see it. If you put it on a bucktail, you hit the bottom, come up a foot or 2 feet, and then you lift the rod up and down and bounce it around, you're more likely to get bit. And I can't tell you how many halibut I've caught fishing that way, fishing for white sea bass. And maybe I catch a white sea bass or 2, but lots of times I'll also catch a halibut because there'll be halibut there too. Halibut love the squid too. Let me see what else. Yeah, so Tyler says he uses a 2-aught J hook for sheephead. That should work out fine. Just use a smaller piece of shrimp. Don't use the whole shrimp. What size lure for calicos? If I'm fishing a bucktail, it's probably going to be a 1 ounce or a half ounce. Half ounce, just a strip of squid. And this is a difference in size. It's a half ounce. That's a 1 ounce. So you put a strip on here. This one you could put a whole squid on it, or like a 2 ounce. You just want the bait to fall slowly toward the bottom. If you're sand bass fishing, you're going to fish a heavier bucktail because you want to be right on the bottom, because the sand bass are in the sand, but the calicos will be on the edge of the kelp and that's where you get them. On a surface jig, you want something like a Tatty 45, a Magic Metal 7, something like that on the surface when the fish are up there and the water's warmer. This time of year, you're not going to get them on the surface. Once it gets warmer, that won't be a problem. They'll bite it all day long. Have you ever tried? No, I've never tried those lures, Aaron. Sorry, I don't know anything about them. The Thunderbird just did a Captain and Friends trip. Well, I hope they don't post that because they can get in trouble. Matthew. You're welcome. Hopefully I was able to help you a little bit. Well, John, I hope you're wrong. Hopefully this ends in April. That's what I'm hoping. Marcos just sent an email to KTLA Morning News. Thank you very much. Yeah, we did have a break-in at our kids' clubhouse last week. Saturday, I get to go down to the clubhouse, take an inventory, and see what stuff got stolen. I know for sure our ice just got stolen. I know for sure what else gets taken? Our tackle box, a couple of hand carts. I could see like maybe a homeless person needing the hand carts, maybe the ice chest. I don't know how many rods were taken. Looks like some rods were taken, so hopefully we didn't lose too many rods, but we did lose rods and reels. And what's weird is we lost our roller that we keep all the paperwork on. It's like a pull-out drawer thing, and we don't have anything in there with names or nothing. It's just paper that has our forms and release forms that the parks make all the kids fill out, and they make the families fill out, the parents, to get releases. So I don't know what happened. I don't know why they would steal that. Why would they steal that? Doesn't make sense. Unless they're going to light the paper, whatever. Matthew, can you go surf fishing right now? Well, a week ago, I would have said you could have gone up to Ventura, but Ventura just posted today that all their beaches are closed. There are people posting pictures, going surf fishing, but you have to be careful because if they tell you to leave the beach, you need to leave the beach. That one surfer got $1,000 fine for not listening to the lifeguards and to the police, so he got $1,000 ticket. So don't be one of those guys. Leo wants to know any chance you'll have an offshore open party on your private boat. We have open party trips to Catalina, that's for sure. If the tuna get close enough, if they're on this side of San Clemente Island, maybe we can do that. But we can see. I usually don't like to do open party trips on tuna trips because I like to make sure people catch a lot of fish. So if we run to Catalina, it's not so hard to catch a bunch of fish. But if some of you are game, Tyler, if there's a day that you want, or Leo, if there's a day that you really want to go on an open party offshore trip, and even if it's just you and one friend, send me those dates, and we'll pick a date together, and then we can post it on our Facebook and our website and see if we can get some people to sign up, so we can get 4 people so we can do the trip. So that's not a problem. So just let us know, and we can set it up. Let's see, what else? How do I think fishing will be once the lockdown is lifted? It's going to be good. Nobody's been out fishing. The fish haven't seen any boats. There's been a handful of boats going out on private boats, but the freelance isn't getting out there with Groupon trips of 95 people. So the spots haven't been hit really hard. So I would think that would be, good for the fishing. So, and before the lockdown, there was tuna already here. The boats out of Newport, some guys caught some on Newport. Some boats in Oceanside caught some, and they caught them close. They weren't on the other side of Clementi. They were close. They were close to shore, like the 14-mile bank or inside there. And so I got to think it's going to be pretty good. Richard, yeah, I saw the pictures about Milton. That's really sad. And it looks like they took a lot of stuff. I saw the real cases were all just emptied out. That's pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you guys can fish Bosa Chica anymore. I'm pretty sure Orange County has closed all their beaches. And yeah, I don't think. I know Seal Beach was closed for sure. I know Surfside was closed for sure. Um, the state parking lots are going to be closed off Bosa Chica, so you're not going to be able to get there. I mean, I don't know if you park in that green area on Surfside and try to walk in, but I would think the police and all that are going to kick you out. What do you usually charge? Is that for what? So you can go to our website at dhfishingadventures.com for the private charters, and you can see all the different trips we offer there. Our half day trip, it's a 5-6 hour trip for 4 people, is $750. I think it's $700, maybe $750. That's 4 people, all the fishing tackle and bait too, and it's me and a deckhand, and we clean your fish too. And it's just 4 people on the boat. It's just you and 3 friends, and me and my deckhand. So that's pretty good. And the boat we're on is pretty fast. So you know, we leave usually an hour after the big sport boats leave to Catalina, and we still stop and get bait, and we beat them there before they get there. So if the water's calm, it's nothing to cruise over 20 knots, 22 knots. So it just depends how the weather is. Leo, you can email me at info@sport-fishing.com, or you can call the office. We're only there 1 or 2 days a week. I'll be there. I go there 1 day a week to get the TV shows out to the TV stations, and then another day a week to send out all the online orders. And a lot of you have been buying the mystery tackle bags. Thank you for that. And some of the other guys have been ordering bucktails and magic metal jigs. About 10 of you ordered T-shirts, so thank you. I really appreciate it, and it helped us a little bit to get through this. I mean, it's pretty brutal having to cancel all our fishing trips and reschedule them. So anything you guys can do to support me is good. About 10 of you signed up on Patreon. I greatly appreciate that. And another 10 of you signed up for my app, and I really appreciate that too. So if more of you could get the app and could sign up and support me on Patreon, that would be great, because I could use all the support I could get right now. It's been super, super slow, and just our office is closed, and it's just sad. There's not much we can do about it. So if you guys could support me, that would be great. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And some of you were asking what is the link to the app. So I just posted it there, and it's only $1.99 a month, and you have access to a ton of our HD episodes. I got to count them for sure, make sure. I know there's over 50 there, but there might be like 80 or so up there. Let's see if maybe I can round it up to 100. So you guys have that to watch anytime you want. Another nice thing about that that app, is that there's an episode that you were on. It's like $5, and you can download the episode and own it. We don't make DVDs anymore, so you could go ahead and download it from Vimeo off my app and own it. So that's a good deal there too. Let's see what else. What other questions do you guys have for me? And somebody was asking about the private charters and our prices and rates and all that. So you can go to this website, and this is the one we have for the private charters, and that will take you there to see all the different trips we offer. I don't think the state beaches are open. I'm pretty sure all the state beaches are closed. I mean, the governor keeps saying he's closed down the beaches. So Brandon's asking if he should use a Penn 6.0 or Shimano TLD 30 with 40 pound. If you're going to fish 40 pound, Brandon, you're better to use like a Penn 4.0, a smaller reel, and this is for like fish 100 pounds or so, a 4.0, and put on like 80-pound Spectra. That way you can have a ton of line on there. And then if you want to put 100 feet of mono, like 40, you could. And then on top of that, put fluorocarbon. Or you could fill the reel all the way up with 80-pound Spectra, which would be a lot of Spectra. And then you could put just a small piece of Top Shot fluorocarbon. This is how I probably would do it. Matthew, I'm not sure which part of Long Beach you're talking about, but Long Beach is the city of Long Beach, and it's part of LA County. So if LA County has a closure, it would include Long Beach. Hey, Connor. Saw me at the convention, fishing convention, Fred Hall show. Ordered by Magic Metals. I will give you guys a link right now for that. I would tell you to go to your local tackle store, but you can't. And I can't get the Magic Metals into the tackle stores. We just sell them off our website. But the bucktails, a lot of tackle stores carry them. So that's good. I'm very grateful for that. But we do have them on our website. Okay. So for Magic Metals, here is the link. And for the bucktails, so there's two bucktails. This link will take you to the regular bucktail, and then once you're there, you can see the HD bucktails. And the HD bucktails, pretty much the same design as a regular bucktail, except it has a really big hook. It has an 8/0 hook and the reason we did that is when I was hooking big yellowtail, 25-pound yellowtail, 30-pound yellowtail. These hooks were starting to open up a little bit. So we put a big 8/0 hook on the HDs for the big yellowtail and the 50-pound white sea bass. And those hooks do not budge. They're perfect. What do you use when fishing for calicos? If there's live squid, I like to fish live squid. And I'll either fly line it or I will put it on a bucktail. If I'm fishing the breakwater, I like fishing a bucktail with the strip of squid and bouncing it off the rocks. If I'm fishing the breakwater on my little boat and I can fish parallel, I like stick baits like this, thin profile stick baits with the long bill like this, so it dies down. I catch a lot of calicos on these. Here are the rattles. So those work out good too. Have you ever made your own rod? I made one rod, Brent, one time about 30 years ago, maybe longer. Yeah, 30 years ago. And it was so ugly and came out so bad that I never made another one. So I let the professionals do that. My buddy Larry used to wrap lots of rods for me, so I got spoiled. But back in the day, we had Yo's tackle, and Yo was like the god guru of custom rods. And he just had a great store and did all that. But there are lots of stores now that do that. And there's some guys out there that specialize just in custom rods, and they'll do that for you. If you need help with that, we can hook you up with some guys that do that too. So I could help you with that. Maybe that's a service we can offer through our tackle shop, that we can offer through our warehouse. We do not have a tackle shop. I have people call every week asking when they can come to the tackle shop. We do not have a tackle shop. The set that you see that looks like I'm in a store is a set that we have in our warehouse, and that's where we film the tackle box segments. Tyler wants to know, can you do an episode where you stand on your boat and fish at the dock? Or yeah, at the bait receiver, I could film a show like that, like tied up to the bait receiver, but I might get permission from those guys to do that, but it wouldn't be that good because then you guys would never be able to do it. They would never let you tie up to a bait receiver and fish like that. So I can film something from the back of my boat. I was thinking about doing that this week or next week. Just go down to the boat and catch some opali and show you how I catch them, because I could do that by myself on the boat and don't have to take the boat out. Just open up the back of the boat and catch some opali. So I could do that if that's something you'd like to see. Yeah, adventure channel. Yeah, I'm way better at catching fish than I am making fishing rods. And I did okay on lures. Helped design these. So that's cool. Designed the magic metals, picked out the colors. Fish that I've caught, colors I've had lots of success with over the years. Do I still have a rod setup combo? Well, there's no more rods with my name on them, if that's what you're asking. Shakespeare used to do that when they sponsored me, and that was awesome. But Shakespeare's been bought and sold, I don't know, 4 times now. So I don't even know who runs it. Like the marketing guys, I've never been able to reach to them. So yeah, no, I don't have that. All right, Brandon, I could do an opali episode for you. Not episode, but video. I have one already here on my YouTube channel where I'm catching them with green peas. But I can do that again. It'll get me out of the house and I won't get in trouble because I'll be all by myself. I just set up a camera, GoPro, and film it for you guys. Okay, so you guys want to see me catch opaleye from my boat. Okay, I'll do that. Maybe I'll catch a spotted bay bass. I'll throw an artificial, see if I can catch a spotted bay bass for you guys too. It's pretty good fishing there. Okay, so Matthew wants to know what colors and weight magic metals do I recommend for rock fishing. So it kind of depends where you're rock fishing, but if you're in like 2 to 400 feet of water, you're going to want an 8-ounce in the shallower water and a 10-ounce in the deeper water. The magic metal jig. Colors, like I said, for rockfish, really like the glow in the darks. There's a blue glow in the dark and a red one like this one. Both of those are great. I like the chrome. Also works good. If I was up in Northern Cal where there's salmon and steelhead, we have it in this trout pattern, and I would use this, especially in the shallower water like San Simeon, Morro Bay, Avila, where they fish under 100 feet of water. I would use that color. We used to catch them all the time in that. If you get into shallower water, like 100 feet or less, then a 4.5 ounce in those colors will work out great. You don't want to be using a 10-ounce magic metal or 10-ounce jig when you're fishing under 100 feet of water. It's just, there's no need to. You need a smaller size bait. All right. Danny wants that too, so I can do that for you guys. I'll film something. I was kind of trying to decide if that was a good idea or not, but if you guys seem to really like it, I will do that. Yeah, if you guys don't have any bucktails on in your tackle box, you should. I mean, especially once fishing starts with sculpin and rockfish, you should have them. When you start fishing the calico bass, sand bass, you should have them. I mean, I had a private charter 1st of March and went toward the end of 2 at the end of February, and that's all I had the guys fish was 1 ounce and 2-ounce B52s with strips of squid. We had no live squid, just dead squid, and we almost had limits on sand bass. We had really good sculpin fishing, some big rockfish. So, and we had them on sale at the Fred Hall show. So, you guys should have got them there. So Aaron says we should do a deal like we did at the Fred Hall show. You know what? Maybe I will. Let me see what I can work out tomorrow and make a code for you guys that you can use so you can get a discount. I can do it on some of the selected magic metals. I can't do it on the big ones, the 8 and 10 ounces, because we don't have a ton of it. And I don't know when we're going to be able to replace stuff with the virus going on. So some of the smaller sizes, 3 3/8 down to half, 3/4 ounce, I could do that. I can make you guys a coupon up. Let me see if I can work that out. No, I don't want to open up a tackle store. There's some great tackle stores right now. You guys should be supporting those guys. I'd rather take you guys fishing on my boat, do private charters. I would love to do a lot more private charters this year. And boats just running great, brand new engines. And I'm really enjoying that. So I have more fun being on the water with you guys and teaching and sharing my lifetime experience of fishing. So that's what I'd rather do than being stuck in the store all day. So maybe I can talk to Turner's or some other stores and see if I could do some seminars in the store. So if some of you would like to meet me, we could do that. And we're probably going to do, when this is all over, some meet and greets. So maybe I can find some restaurants. And if you guys want to come meet me, we can set up something so you can get appetizer or something and come meet me at some places. So we could do that because everyone's going to need to get out of the house and go do something. Let's see what else is going on here. Matthew, do you need a 9-foot rod for halibut surf fishing? No, you can use any size rod. A 9-foot rod is what I use for surf fishing, so I can cast out a little bit farther. But yet, I hate to tell you guys I cast far because some of you will go buy 15-foot rods. And if you do that and you cast beyond where the waves are breaking, all you're going to catch is bat rays and sand sharks. You want to throw your line out where the waves are breaking in that white water, because that's where the fish are running with their head down and they're looking with their head down to find things to eat. They don't swim like this through that current and then where all the white water is right on the beach when you're surf fishing. They have their heads down in the sand looking for things getting kicked out by the waves and stuff. So a 9-foot rod's good, 8-foot rod's good. If all you have is a 7-foot rod, use a 7-foot rod. At least you're out there surf fishing. You can walk out, to knee deep or waist deep, whatever you want to do. Just when you're walking in the sand, make sure you are just scraping your feet on the bottom. Don't really lift them much so you don't step on a bat ray or something. Okay, what other questions do we have? So David, hey Dan, do you know if there are any if they are restricting private boats at the moment? No, there's no restrictions as I know of on private boats. If your boat is already in the water, if you launch your boat from a slip, that's not a problem. You can go out. If you have to use a boat ramp, I'm 99% sure that all the boat ramps in San Diego are locked down. And from what I heard, there might be a lockdown tomorrow in Long Beach. They were talking about closing down the boat ramps, the ramps at Davies and the one by the Queen Mary. I don't know if that's happened officially yet, but that was the talk today, that was going to get closed down. All right, so you guys want me to make a coupon? All right, we'll do a virus coupon. Let's see if I can get that made up tomorrow. So BB's asking, what is the best setup with a really good chance to catch a halibut on a boat? The best setup, if you're fishing like in Long Beach inside the breakwater close to the beach, like Cherry Beach or over by Belmont Pier inside there, two ways. One is a reverse dropper loop. So a regular dropper loop, you would have sinkers here. No sinkers. So normally you would have a sinker. What can I have to pretend as a sinker? All right, here's a little remote. We'll pretend this is a sinker. And this is a pyramid sinker. So it's a little charger there for phones. So normally a dropper loop, your sinker would be on the bottom and your hook would be above. And then this would be in a loop so you can move around. For halibut fishing, you don't want to do that. Halibut fishing, you want the sinker on the bottom in the loop. So it's right on the bottom. And then your hook behind it up above. So the sinker's dragging first and then your bait is up above. So I would use that. Another way you could go is if you're not comfortable tying that, get a 3-way swivel. So one line going down to your sinker, one line going out to your hook, and then one line going up to your reel. So that works out good too. Hope that helps you, BB. Another way too is just take a bucktail, take something like this, and get something like a 2 ounce or 4 ounce bucktail, and put a piece of squid on it and just bounce it off the bottom, and do that. You could, if you're on your own boat, you could use two rods, one with a reverse dropper loop rig, and then one with a bucktail, and bounce it up and down. I catch a lot of halibut when I'm fishing white sea bass with the bucktail. Brian likes my shirt. This poor shirt's been beat up too much. I didn't realize it doesn't look so bad, but whatever. Hopefully that helped you out, BB. So you guys like the code idea. I get that. Turner's in Victorville. I've been in Victorville in a long time. I could ask them. Let me see. What size path? I would use the large one made by AA, large single tail. You can find them in most stores. AA has them on their website. I'll try to remember to bring one out tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, but today's Thursday. So Saturday, I guess we do this again because I'm not leaving the house. Can't go anywhere. I'll be here alone with April. Just the two of us. So Saturday, we can do this again. But a large single tail grub, either white or red, will work out good. Long Beach Premier. Yeah, I know they've been open the last couple of days, but the emails I saw today was the Harbor Patrol talking about maybe closing them down because of so many phone calls they got asking if the routes were open. So that made them think about closing it down. So I don't know if it's happened yet. I don't know if it's going to happen for sure. I just know that was the talk today on the message boards. So hopefully you guys are enjoying these. Good, Aaron. I'm happy you've had success with the bucktails. I don't think launching a kayak would be that big of a problem. Like the docks that are right there in Long Beach by Parker's Lighthouse and stuff. The real problem is there's no parking. All the parking lots are closed. So I don't know how you could do that. So parents are tripping out seeing you answer my questions. Hello, parents. And I don't know if you guys heard, my clubhouse from my youth foundation got broken into. So any of you can make donations to my youth foundation, and it doesn't have to be much, just anything you can do. It would be greatly appreciated because we're going to have to go buy stuff. And as if the virus thing wasn't enough to deal with, now I have to deal with people stealing stuff from my kids' fishing club. And how they did that, I still don't know. So I'm going to go down to the clubhouse Saturday morning and try to find out all the stuff that was stolen. So anything you guys can do to help me replace it would be greatly appreciated. Now you can go fish on your own boat. That's not a problem. The problem is you can't. They don't want to see 100 people on the beach surf fishing. They don't want, they don't want people next to one another. And the more you guys take this serious and the more you stay home and stay away from people, other people, the quicker it's going to be over. So, hopefully, since this is the new deal. I mean, I don't know when we get boats anymore if there's going to be a lot more shaking hands and all that. I don't know. This is a new normal. What's going on? I mean, just you have to take it serious. And once this is over, we can get all back to fishing. Be good. Yeah, Chavez. I hope they show up. I hope the yellows show up good at the 152. That was good a couple years ago. We caught more yellows at the Horseshoe and the 150 than we did at Catalina. So hopefully they come inside again. All right, I'll do that. You guys got me talked into go to my boat and film a little video for you guys. I can do that. I would love to go fishing up in Oregon. I just need to get some sponsors to cover the cost so I can afford to take a cameraman up there for a week and hotel rooms and meals and all that. So if you know people up there that will support me, I can go do that. Yeah, Ryan, if you're going to go fish the Fairlawns, you're going to want that 6-ounce B52 bucktail, and you're going to want the 10-ounce magic metal jigs, like you're saying. The other thing you might want to do, go to my website, and we have a little kit that has all the different soft baits that I use on the bucktail. We call it the Ultimate Lingcod Kit, and we probably sell a couple hundred of those a year, and those work out perfect. It has everything, the different baits, and the soft plastics that I use on the bucktails, and you should get that. If you're going to go up to the Fairlawns, you won't be disappointed. Works out really good. It's called the Ultimate Lingcod Kit, and it's on our website in our fishing store with baits and lures. Tyler says, my grandpa said he watched your show. He's surprised I'm still around. I guess I'm surprised too. It's 33 years. Tyler, that's probably before your parents even met each other. So tell Grandpa I said hello. Yeah, most of the people my age are all grandparents. I'm surprised you young guys like me. I thought I'd be too old for all you young guys, but a couple of you told me at the Fred Hall show that you like the information I give you, that I'm okay. So that's cool. What do you recommend for someone who wants to fish in Alaska? Go. I'll probably be hosting a trip next year to Alaska. All the lodges right now from Alaska to South America are all in crisis mode because everyone's canceling their trips. They're trying to talk people into rescheduling, but I don't know if the lodges that had a few dates open for the summer are probably moving everybody from June and May and stuff into those dates. People are really nervous. So if you can go fish Alaska when it's open, go. One thing I like about Canada, the limits are bigger, but the fish are bigger in Alaska. The halibut are bigger in Alaska. But Canada's fun. You can catch more fish there. I like Canada too. Zach, Cops in Long Beach said, beach jetties, piers. I said not to kayak, but yeah. I think it's going to be like, that too. I don't think you could get in trouble for being by yourself on a kayak, but They want you indoors. They don't want you on the water. What kind of rods we're taking? So for the kids, we use Shakespeare spin casts and push button rods and reels for the kids. They normally cost us around $50, $60. They're nice quality, so they can last for a few years for kids that people that don't know. We tried buying like the $25 combos the first year, and within a month or two, they were all broken. So we spend the money, we get some nicer stuff, and they normally last a year or two. But yeah, those were stolen. And we also had probably a dozen combos, spinning combos, like Daiwa spinning reel combos that we give to the kids. So any kid that comes to 5 meetings, doesn't have to be in a row, but comes to 5 meetings, we give them a free combo that they can keep so they can go fishing anytime they want. But I'm pretty sure those got stolen too. But I won't know for sure till I get there on Saturday. Okay, good, Ryan. I'm glad you ordered that. So do a raffle on live stream, $5 a ticket for some baits. I don't even know how that would work, but I like your idea. I could make a little bag of bucktails and stuff. I can see how that would work. You guys need, when this is done, put your ideas down below in the comment section. So you could do that. Do you hold any fishing recorded? I don't know what that means. I watched you when I was a kid. Thank you, Fish Killer. 37 says, I think I'm still a good fisherman. I really enjoy fishing. I mean, I enjoy it. So thank you guys. And I like the way you guys help one another on this live feed. That's really nice. Thanks. Yeah. Samuel has a good comment there about he likes that I'm not loud and pretentious like some of the other guys on TV and stuff. So, and I get that from people. People will send me messages like, why don't you scream like some of the other TV shows? Why don't you yell when you catch a fish? You know, like Ike and some of the other guys when they catch a fish on when they're in Bassmasters or whatever. Why don't you do that? And my basic answer is the same thing that who is that running back? I forgot who it was. And his dad told him. And he said it too. It was an older guy from back in the day. And when he scored, he'd get in the end zone, drop the football, go thank the players, and go back. And people were asking him, why don't you like do the dance thing and celebrate like everybody else? And I liked his answer. His answer was, I don't want to do that and act like this is the first and only time I'm going to be in the end zone. I want to act like I've been here before and I'll be back again. And that's why I am with fishing. I might catch a 100-pound tuna and I'll get excited. I'm not going to scream and dance around, but I've done it before and I'll do it again. Same thing with calicos. I just enjoy doing all that. So it's fun. So hopefully that kind of explains it. Yeah, if you guys want to come on some fun trips, come on my open party trips that we film for TV. They're all posted on the website right now. You can just go there and sign up. The trips for June, July, August, September. We have 2 trips in May. Hopefully they get out. That first trip in May might get rescheduled, but that trip the end of May, I'm like 99.9% it's going to get out. So you could go there and sign up. If it doesn't get out, we'll just move the date. So that'd be cool. I really appreciate all the nice comments, you guys, Eric, everybody. Rike, yeah, ugly stick combos are fine. They're great rods. They're not going to break on you. Combos. Are you talking like you're going to take your kids out, or I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. But yeah, the combos are fine. Oh, do I have any fishing records? No. I missed the sand bass record by 2 pounds, but I really don't check the records that often. I have millions of memories, if that counts. Um, okay, so the question is, do I think the tuna counts will skyrocket due to lack of fishing? I don't think they're going to skyrocket because all of a sudden the fish are there. I think they're going to skyrocket because all of you are going to be tired of being at home. And I think all of you should and will book trips on your favorite boats and go the first day to support the industry and let the guys know that you're concerned about them. And you guys should all go visit your local tackle store and go buy something, hooks, jig, a rod, whatever, even if you don't need it, because all the stores are closed and everybody's scared that it's the end of the world and they'll never get back in business again. So those of you that can afford to go buy some tackle, go do it. I mean, even like Rusty Hook right now is trying to sell stuff where he'll drop it off at your house. Alex will do that. So, if you can support any of these guys, it'd be great. If you could support me, would be great. Go to my website and sign up. You can support me by downloading my app. It's $1.99 a month. Most of you can afford that. App Patreon. You can support me on Patreon. It's as cheap as $2 a month, and different levels all the way up. So, whatever you guys could do would be great. I would really appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, Samuel, your brother told you that because he just didn't want you to yell in his ear. Put a Dan Hernandez pole in a reel for yellowtail. I have a few Dan Hernandez rods. Maybe we could do something like that. Random.org. Okay. See how that would work. Matthew, my parents are doing good. I don't know if you guys saw the picture I posted yesterday on Instagram. I had to drop by there and drop off some supplies. They needed some eggs and stuff, so I went and battled Costco and did that a couple days ago, Tuesday. That was so. Yeah, they're doing well. Thanks for asking. My mom seems like she's recovered well. Yeah, if you want to help us get rods and reels for the kids, please make a cash donation. to our website, to the Youth Foundation website. Um, we really use a specific rod and reel combo. Like I said, they cost us over $50 each. So, if you want to buy one, donate $50. I mean, or help us that way. But I just put on the bottom there where it is support us. Because if we get the rods that aren't, we want all the rods to be the same, so the kids don't feel like somebody got a bigger rod and the other person didn't. So Skywatch says I have a calico bass record of 9.8 pounds. Yeah, well, that's not a record. I've got two over 10 pounds. The record for a calico bass is 14 pounds or something. Oh, it's over 12. But yeah, I've caught two over 10 pounds. What is the best way to ship frozen fish across states? I think the same way everybody else does, FedEx. There's ways, okay, by mail, FedEx, you can use dry ice, but you have to put holes in it so it doesn't blow up. If you put dry ice in a styrofoam container and you do not punch holes in it, it's going to blow up. So you have to do that. And you have to have a sticker on it that says that there's dry ice in there. So if you don't know how to pack dry ice, I would take the box, not closed up, to your local FedEx location after this is over, and they can show you how to do that. So. Uh, 15% or more. No, for you guys, I'm going to make a coupon that's like 20% off. I just got to figure out how to do it. So, like on the Magic Metals, I can't do that for all the stuff, but I can do it on selected sizes. That's not a problem. Yeah, I'm hoping we're having our kids event at MacArthur Park in May. It's the first weekend in May, and I don't know if the city is going to let us do it. So I guess I will find out rather soon, probably next week or two. Do not ever gaff a sunfish. It is extremely bad luck to touch a sunfish. So don't, if you hook one by accident, just cut the line, but do not ever gaff a sunfish, please. Hello, all the new people. Surprised there's still new people here. So I guess today we had the farthest person. We had one guy on here from Saudi Arabia. So, and the other day we had some people from Scotland and England. So that's cool. Well, Samuel, that makes sense. So I'm glad you've been watching me since you've been 5 years old. That's cool. Thank you. 15 spots, $5 each. Well, that's not true because a lot of the people that have died. So Skywatch is saying that the only people getting the virus are famous people, but a lot of people that have died from the virus were in convalescent homes. I think I don't know if it's true, but most of the people that died in Washington were in 2 convalescent homes. So those weren't rich people. I haven't fished that boat, Lloyd, in a long, long time, so I don't know what to tell you. What other questions? Okay, Adventure Channel, thank you. Yeah, if you guys aren't going to eat a fish, do not kill it, please. That's how um, the rules get changed and fishing gets limited. I mean, if you're going to take a picture, with a nice fish, take a picture with a nice fish. When you take pictures with tons of dead fish, then people, the animal rights people and all that, use that against us. So be careful what you show. Can you use some maybe drop really for them? Rockfish, you can. Yeah, 11 died in one home, one senior home. Yeah, you guys, please, when you're out fishing, I have no problem with you keeping a fish and eating it. That's what they're here for. They taste delicious. I eat them. But please don't just kill fish to kill fish. Share them with your families and all that. And I've seen people get in trouble for trying to sell fish that they caught. And Fish and Wildlife will show up at your door. You post on Facebook that you have fish for sale. Don't do that. You don't need to get in trouble like that. And they can actually take your fishing license away forever or for years if they want. So, don't do that. So Brandon says the only fish that he would kill and not eat is a carp. And there are lakes where they want you to kill the carp. I don't know if they still have it in Big Bear, but they would have competitions, bow and arrow, just because they want them dead, because they compete too much for food with the fish that they want there. So that's probably the one fish you could do that. I have 4 kids doing picture. That's good. BB, I shall share pictures when I cook the fish I catch. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, if you guys ever want to know the story about why we have a cooking segment in my show and why I did that 33 years ago, it's basically because of that. Being based in LA, there was one fishing show before me that was back like in the 50s, 60s, and it was out of Atlanta that doesn't exist anymore. But there was that one show. And after that came my show in the 80s, end of the 80s. It's a long time ago, 33 years ago. And I was scared to death I was going to get hate mail and complaints, and the TV stations were going to kick me off for killing fish. So we decided not only are we going to kill the fish, but we're going to show the people what to do with the fish. So that first year, we went to every part of LA, from Vera Street to Little Tokyo, down to South Central, all through different places, different restaurants, down by the beach and stuff, and showed different styles for cooking fish. And when we traveled to Alaska, Canada, Mexico, Central America, we would have the lodges cook the fish for us so people could see that. And because of that, we never got any hate mail for killing the fish. So that's why we have a cooking segment on there. Yes, I agree with you. Fish is a precious resource. So, back in the day, we used to be able to catch like 20, 30 rockfish. Now it's 10. We'd be able to catch 10 calico bass. Now it's 5. So, Alex, is a grub good for halibut or swim bait? I'm going to drop a loop rig. If you're going to fish strictly for halibut, Alex, I would just go straight with the bucktail. Or if you want to use a swim bait, you can do a swim bait too. Or you could take a bucktail and put a swim bait tail or a single tail grub behind it. Don't put it in a dropper loop rig. If you're going to fish from like breakwater, like a jetty, then you could drop shot it if you don't want to fish it by itself. But don't use a dropper loop rig. That's pretty cool, Tyler. That's good. Did a research paper on that. How are you able to rarely use sunglasses on the water? I try to wear sunglasses every trip. Normally, if you don't send me your sunglasses, I forgot them. But I try to wear sunglasses all the time. What I'm really bad at is putting suntan lotion on, and I need to change that. I need to do that. Friends of mine have skin cancer from it, so I need to do that. But I try to wear sunglasses every trip. Yeah, Danny's talking about carp are ugly, but they fight really good. When I was a kid, that was the thing we did once a week with my parents. Well, it wasn't quite every week, but as often as we could, we would go to Leg Lake and fish for carp. And for us, that was like tuna fishing because we'd never gone tuna fishing. And till I was on TV, my dad, I think he did catch tuna before that. When I was a kid, he went albacore fishing with his friends. But he's caught a lot more albacore, a lot more tuna since I've been on TV. He's been with me a bunch of times. But yeah, that's what we used to go to Lake Lake and fish with spinning rods and 15-pound tests, 25-pound tests, and catch 10 to 20-pound carp. And that was like our tuna experience. So that was a lot of fun. I've ever seen a pond full of carp. Yeah, you can see carp at a lot of big lakes. They're a lot of fun. Let's see, putting the stones open. You can fish Knott Spray if I don't think you can fish there at all. I never heard that one. Hmm. Rusty, we can still do these if you guys want. The only problem, we'll have to pick days because if I have like 4 charters in a row, I won't be able to do them. Um, you know, I might still be coming in at 7 o'clock. So, well, we could pick some days if you guys like these. Afterwards, I don't, we could do this like I'm doing a video blog. It's fine. I don't mind doing it. That's cool. I'm learning a lot about koi listening to you guys here talk. Yeah, Adventure Channel. That's true. When I was a kid, I used to ride my bike 4 days a week, 5 days a week, from Montebello to Lake Lake. I would ride my bike through the dam there off that Lincoln and drive through there, ride my bike through there, come out the other side, and go over to Lake Lake, and that's how I did it. No name. Hello, I'm fine. So Henry likes these, so he wants me to continue these. All right, hopefully, yeah. If you guys are getting information, if it helps you, I have no problem doing it. I get so wound up in making the shows that I forget people watch the shows. So it's kind of nice to, if nothing else, meet you guys here. That'd be cool. My biggest fish ever, well, it was over 600 pounds. I don't know exactly the weight, but right around 600 pounds. Either a black or blue marlin. I've caught a few of those. I think the biggest one I've ever caught on TV is like 450 or something. I don't remember exactly. Danny, when Richards is open, you can ask him to carry the bucktails. I've been there a couple of times and asked them to carry them, and I haven't had any luck. So if you can get Richards to carry them, that'd be awesome. Yes, I do. Salty is asking if I have fishing withdrawals. Yeah, I hate not being on the water. I mean, I'm used to not being on the water for a week or so, and then, but I still get to do fishing stuff. I've been going down to my boat. Just my boat's never looked so clean. My fishing room looks really great. And once this social distancing is done, I'm going to see if I can get a friend or two to help me finish off my fishing room. I have some slat boards I need to put up on the wall, and I can't hold them up and use a drill gun at the same time. So I have to get one or two of my friends to come help me do that. But I can't do that till this is over. Hello, Washington State. So now you guys are telling jokes. Okay. So your girlfriend only lets you go fishing as long as you catch and release. So she doesn't like to eat sushi. She won't go to a sushi bar with you. She doesn't like fish and chips. I don't know. Where she think the fish come from? It's like people that get mad that you eat a burger, but I don't know. Okay, as long as it works. What's my favorite fish to eat? Um, Cooked, it would probably be white sea bass or halibut. Um, what I like to do sometimes is when I cut my fish up, if I have little scraps left over, I'll keep them, together for a few days, and then I'll make kebabs out of them. So I might have a piece of salmon, piece of halibut, a piece of tuna, a striper, rockfish, lingcod, whatever. Put them all on a skillet, on a skewer. I'm sorry, with tomatoes, bell peppers, onions. I love that. That works out really good. So I do that. If it's raw fish, I'm like having sushi. I like bluefin like everybody else. Yellowtail, that's all good. Like that. I used to fish Pudding Stone a lot when I was younger. Haven't been there in a while. How much should you tip somebody? Um, as much as you can afford, I guess. Um, you know, you should kind of tip like you do at a restaurant. So if you have good service, everybody tips like 20%. So if you thought the crew and all that was great, 20%. If you are on a sport boat and you catch jackpot, and jackpot's like $200 or $300, you know, what I used to do when I was growing up and did that, I would pay the fish cleaning and pay my galley tab from the jackpot money, and then give the crew the rest of the money. Some of the boats will give you a free pass to come back and trade for the jackpot money. So, the more you can tip them, the more they appreciate it. The guys work really hard. They don't get paid much for being on the water all day. They make their living on side money, filleting fish. And that's why you see a lot of the boats when they're doing Groupon trips and they have 95 people on the boat. They're just fishing for the smallest fish because they just want everybody to get their 10 fish limit so they can clean 900 fish or whatever it is. They want to get the side money for the crew and everybody. So, uh, that's the guys don't get paid a lot of money. So whatever you can afford, they greatly appreciate it. The one thing you have to check is when you're on a boat and you're going to tip, is find out, because sometimes some boats, the you think you're tipping the whole crew and you make your tip in the galley, and you find out just the cook keeps that. So you really need to find out if the boat's splitting the whole tip or if it's just for the cook when you do that. And I've made that mistake many times. So you got to check that out. You want to make sure you tip the whole crew, the cook and the whole crew. So that's good. Have I ever fished on a speed twin? Yeah, like 20 years ago. It's been a long time. Yeah. Um, so Skywatch is saying that lots of times the wardens will jump on his boat, and there's really nothing you can do about it. That's their job. And the second you tell them, no, you can't come in my boat and look, is when they're going to tear apart every piece of your boat. I mean, I have wardens come on my boat, occasionally, and a lot of them know who I am, but, I have no secrets. Look whatever you want. Every hatch, go in the anchor hatch. I don't care. Look whatever you want. You guys will get a ticket if you break the law. I will come out in LA Times and Western After News, so I don't even take a chance. If it's not definitely legal, it goes back in the water. So no name's asking about the bluestoning. They do that to cut back the growth. They might be doing it on purpose right now to keep you guys from fishing, to keep you off the lake. So I don't know if they're doing it because of the growth in the water or if they're doing it to keep people away. But that's why they normally do it. Aaron wants to know what's my preferences over reels. Do you like bait casters or conventional? It depends what you're fishing for. For inshore fishing, calico bass, the yellowtail. I like the bait casters like this, the level wine. I like being able to just turn the handle and not have to worry about moving the line back and forth. If you're going for bigger fish, nice tuna, big white sea bass, 50-pound white sea bass, then I like a regular conventional reel. I don't use 2-speed reels unless I'm going for tuna over 100 pounds. For just tuna 100 pounds or less, I just use a regular 1-speed reel. I do have some 2-speeds that I use, but I really don't use them that much. Just if the bigger tuna are around. Hopefully that helps you out, Aaron. Why do you... More jokes going on. Yeah, especially if you're a pinhead fish killer, because you are going to get the worst jobs. But that's how you learn. A lot of guys that are skippers started off as being pinheads. What's the best size of rod to catch yellowtail? It isn't so much the best size as it is you want something you can cast with. So if you're new to fishing, nothing shorter than 7 feet, nothing. And 7.5 and 8 foot probably be better. Makes you cast a little bit better. And if you're not comfortable using conventional reels, bait casters, then you use a spinning reel and spinning rod. Make sure that you know the difference between the rod for a spinning rod and a rod for conventional because they're designed totally different. So when you go to the tackle store, ask them and they'll be glad to show you. Tyler, yeah, we've done long range. We've done 6-7 day trips before. Now we just kind of do more like 3-day trips. We've done some longer trips, 5-day trips. Well, it's nice seeing you guys talking, so that's cool. How did you get started on sport fishing? How did you get started in sport fishing? With my parents. A lot of the places you guys go fishing, Alamitos Bay, the jetty there by Ballast Point, before Ballast Point and all that was there, that was a dirt field, a dirt lot. And I go with my parents when I was young, grade school and even into high school, but way before high school. And we would fish Santa Ana Riverside and catch bonita during the day. And then once it got towards sunset, we'd go on the other side where Ballast Point is, and we throw lines out and we'd fish for bass, sand bass, and corbina and stuff like that. Halibut off the rocks, and we just throw a line out and let it sit there. And my mom would barbecue, and then after it was dark, and after we used to be able to have bonfires and all that back then, and then we'd head home, go back to East LA, and then later when we lived in Montebello. But that's what we did. That's how I got started. And then from there, we would go pier fishing, and I do some surf fishing, And then kind of went from there. Fishing the lakes with my parents and all that stuff too. Would you pair a Lexus 400? Well, what would I pair a 400 with? Length rod. Again, I wouldn't go anything shorter, Aaron, than a 7.5 foot rod. 8 foot rod is good. And I would get a rod that's designed to fish 25, 30 pound test line. So 25, 30 pound test line is what I would fish it on. And I would put 65 pound Spectra. This is a 300 Lexus. This has 50 pound Spectra. On a 400, put 65 pound Spectra. And plan on fishing 25, 30 on it every day. So you want a rod designed for that. And if you had to go up to 40 or 50, you could. But you have to have a rod that can handle it. So you could do that. Yeah, I normally use 25 pound on the fluorocarbon on that. And if there's bigger yellows around, then I use 30. Yeah, one. I like the Coral Sea. We filmed on it last year. We had a really great trip on there. Crew was great. Uh, I just like the operation up there and out of Santa Barbara. So we will be back on there this year. So you guys can go to my website today if you want and sign up and join me out there this summer. But I really like fishing out of Santa Barbara. It's a little bit farther drive, but it's a nice boat ride to and from the islands, and they're closer to San Miguel. So it was really good fishing up there. So Matthew's asking, where should he fish? What side of the boat when he's throwing a jig? The basic rule on jigs is no jig fishing behind the bait tank. They want you forward of the bait tank so the guys fishing live bait can have more room in the back. Most boats want you on the bow throwing a metal jig. They don't want you hooking anybody in the head or anything like that. So you're normally going to be on the bow to throw a jig. And it works out pretty good that way. I don't know anything, Freddie. I don't know anything about those rods. I've never used them. So sorry, I can't really help you. Best thing, really, guys, is to go to different tackle stores and go pull on stuff and try it. Do you happen to know Bruce? Yeah, I know Bruce. On the Sport King. He's been around forever. Salty guy, great guy. He loves the fish. And he catches fish. He does a good job finding fish. He's still at it. Okay, guys, we're almost at 2 hours. So I'll be back here Saturday. I will work on getting you guys a discount code that you can use for the Magic Metal jigs. And I'll see if I can work out something for the bucktails too. And if you guys could support me, I could really use support with signing up for my Patreon. If you could download my app, I would appreciate it. Any of that stuff, go to my store. If you could support me with donations to my youth foundation, we need to buy stuff to replace what got stolen last week. So anything you guys can do to support me, I greatly appreciate it. And please, if you could support me on Patreon, that'd be great. I really need to kick that up and make that a lot better, and make that bigger. So I'll be adding some different levels on there too. So thanks a lot, guys. Good night. And I will talk to you Saturday night, Saturday at 7. Stay indoors. Be safe. Let's get over this together. Thanks, guys. Good night.